Here we go. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? We back. We back again, man. We have a special segment today, man. But let there be no reactions. We have some wonderful couples here, and we're gonna get into some interesting things today, man. And thank you for rocking with us. But man, here's my co-host. Can't hear you, John.
Sorry about that. The meat monster got me. It's your boy John. Grab yourself something to drink. Sit back, relax, and let that be known. The Love Edition.
The Love Edition. That's wild. That's wild.
The Love Edition.
It's gonna be fun. Wow.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. We're rocking in here, man.
Yeah, we got some special guests in the building, man.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let me see here, man. Got a couple we've known for many, many years. Appreciate y'all coming. We got the Williams, which is Kenny and Bria Williams.
His name Kenny, y'all. We call him Kenny. So if y'all go look him up or something, you ain't gonna find.
You're gonna find Kendrick, but we call him Kenny. So he's stuck with Kenny.
Hey everybody.
Y'all good? How y'all doing?
We're good.
We're doing good. Appreciate y'all for inviting us on the show. Do this segment with y'all about love and marriage.
Yes, sir.
Why did you say it like that?
We're talking about love and marriage.
Yeah, so it's something new we're doing on our channel here, for better or for worse, the vows we take.
For sure.
But let's be honest, saying I do is the easy part. Living and out, that's where the fun begins. But I do believe that all of us here, we've been married for quite some time, so we've experienced some ups and some downs.
Introduce your wife, John.
Right.
Oh,
You done introduced everybody else.
I was waiting. I didn't know.
She's so quiet. I forgot she was sitting right here.
I didn't know if I was live.
She's so stiff.
I didn't know.
That's all stiff. Thought against the wall, right?
Like, is this some kind of prank? I didn't know.
No, this is my lovely, lovely wife of 11 and a half years. Is that 11 years?
Ooh, get it right.
Almost 11 years.
I'm not gonna put yourself
10 and a half years.
Yeah.
I remember more than she do.
No, you don't.
I remember more than she do. But almost 11 years of marriage, together 14.
Almost 15.
My wife Sade, my baby mama.
Hello.
Say hello, babe.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello. They can't hear that. You talk loud any other time. But anyways,
Jonathan, let's move on.
all right, Dan, go ahead and introduce your wife.
What's up, guys? This is my lovely wife. She's a fighter. I'm just gonna preface that before we even get going, because she's gonna hit me about 15 times by the time we sit here.
What you letting that be known?
I'm not a fighter.
Just so y'all don't be weird. Like, I'm okay. I'm all right.
He gonna blink.
Yeah, blink twice if you're in trouble.
You better just blink once.
I'm gonna let her tell you how long we've been together, because I don't.
Our anniversary was literally on the 4th.
It was on the 4th.
Yeah, don't get tripped up on them numbers, man. Don't do it.
Don't be like me.
I got a ballpark figure, but I'm not gonna just throw it out there.
It's fine. We have been married 10 years this year and together 15.
Yes, we've been together 15, married 10.
You can't clap. You didn't know that.
I'm clapping.
You failed the test.
I'm clapping. Okay.
You know what? I think I need a redo because he didn't tell people my name.
Right.
I think Johnny.
Oh,
did.
he showed
They
didn't.
don't know how long we've been together.
Let her introduce her so people can know.
But you're my husband.
The host did it already. I didn't
Go
need
ahead
to
and introduce your
reiterate
wife, man.
name.
Introduce your rib.
You're real.
As y'all can say, she feisty. But this is my love, Miss Bria Williams. You know what I'm saying? Say the last name strong. You know what I'm saying? And we've been together for a lot of years.
How many?
What does that mean?
How many years we been together?
How many have we?
It's been a lot. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's been so many wonderful, magical years. You know that I can't even put a number on it. You know, but if they ask,
Say can't tell it all, huh?
We have been together for 9 years, and
Okay.
we've been married for it'll be 7 years in October. So
Okay.
Got some years in the thing. Look, well, you can't. You gotta start using that calendar now. Anyway, man. Before we get going into it, man, I got a little icebreaker game, man. I want us to play. It's a game for the guys and the ladies. It's called Love at First Swipe. That's purely just a hypothetical game. So don't read too much into it. Just a hypothetical game. I thought it was fun. I thought it would be fun to play. But here we go.
Put it up there.
It's called Love at First Swipe. So basically, I'm gonna put the rules up here so y'all can kind of see what they are. Okay, so Love at First Swipe. So the rules are: it's gonna be a 1-by-1 reveal. You'll be shown 5 images, one at a time. And you have a choice. You can choose. You must choose immediately after the image is shown, or if you choose not to choose that image, when you get to the final pick, you'll automatically be assigned to that last image. So it's kind of like a game. I guess you could say gambling in a sense, but if you're gonna hold out for something better, not.
Okay.
And so we're gonna let the ladies go first because I'm interested to see how this is gonna go.
I'm still not clear on what we picking or why.
I wasn't. I didn't want to be the one.
So you have 5 images you're gonna be shown.
Okay.
One at a time.
One at a time, and based on whatever's asked, you pick one of those 5.
But
So you'll start with the first one. Let's just say if you don't want the first one.
So I'm hoping for a better picture, basically.
If you want to, or if you want to settle at that one.
When I get to the end, if I didn't like none of them, I'm stuck with what I got.
You stuck with the last.
So stuck with the last one.
Okay.
Okay, and just in this scenario, it's just a hypothetical. You're single, so just so you're aware.
Okay.
So don't start looking at upside each other's heads. It's just a game. I don't need no fisticuffs over here.
I mean, it may be just a game, but you better pick the correct thing, whatever it is. I don't know but it better be right. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, Lord. All right, here we go. We'll go to first image, ladies.
Who's going first, though?
The ladies, all y'all.
Oh, at the same time?
Yeah. So if y'all want to pick, y'all can pick this one. So this first guy, he's 5'7".
No.
Works in IT.
Oh
man. Salary $159 a year.
195.
195 a year. No kids. Hobby is gaming. 31. Virgin. He's an introvert and was raised in a 2-parent home. No bites.
Oh, I'm supposed to say if I want them or not?
Yeah. If not, we can go to the next one.
I mean, I had a height requirement going into this. Like,
okay. So if you want to pass, you can pass.
I mean, I had one too, but once I saw the money,
everything else is fine.
Yeah,
but
once I saw the money,
I will take him.
Me too. I'm gonna take him.
I will take him.
I feel like
So-
this-
Oh, you,
Still got 2 takers?
yeah. I'll take
I
it.
feel like I'm
Everything
finna
else
get-
is fine except the height. I live with that.
I'm
Yeah.
only 5'3", so I'm fine with the height.
I mean, I'm 5'6", so he's still taller than me. I mean, just a little bit, but the money's taller than me. So
I'm 6'2". Just in case.
Don't take
Go
it
ahead, throw that out
personally.
there. Let them know.
And see, now,
know,
if I don't
you
take
know.
this person, it's gonna be a tall, broke person who has 10 kids.
You don't know that.
Yeah,
I mean,
know that.
it's 4 more slides.
Okay. So Bria and Sade, y'all taking option 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know
So
what? I'm gonna go to Vegas. I'm gonna gamble. Let's see what.
Okay, we got a gambler on here. Let's see
She's
what
gonna
we
die
got.
alone, y'all.
Obviously not.
She's gonna die alone.
I found 6'4", so
She's gonna die alone on this game.
I'm probably.
Here we go.
I thought that was Dr. Umar. Oh God.
Look at this.
My brothers.
And he pro-black too.
Yeah.
You can go ahead
So-
and go to the next. I'm finna be single. Go to the
Okay.
next person.
Okay, next person.
I'm not.
All right.
No, he's 43.
You almost there, sister-in-law. My bad.
No, I am 2310. Okay, so I'm nowhere near that.
Talking about 2310.
Yeah. all right. Here we go.
Is he a rapper?
6'6".
That LeBron?
His work, street corners.
oh,
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 he a thug.
550K a year, 3 taller girls. He's a gambler. 33, stoner, ex-pro baller.
he's 10 years older than me.
And he was foster care raised.
Nope.
He looked like a player.
No.
He's 6'6" though.
He
I
got
don't give a
some
darn.
money. I give him that,
do,
but
yeah.
well,
No. He gives player vibes. It ain't. Yeah.
Like, I already knew where this is going, but somebody got to see it through to the end.
Okay, he's an ex-pro baller.
He's not a pro baller. He's an.
And what the
And-
next person's
So
gonna
what
be
did he
short
do
and
with his
homeless.
money?
Everybody retires.
Yeah, but what did he do with his money? Did he invest it right? I mean, only
That's-
150.
He work on the street. He's street.
Yeah.
550K. That's all.
So he
that's all-
retired. He retired to become a hustler.
It-
That's bogus.
So, like, is he selling bean pies on the street, or is he like
It doesn't say. They say street corners.
selling something else?
Yeah, he could be doing anything on the street corner.
He could be
Like,
selling.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be prejudiced and say he's selling rock. That's what I'm.
That's right.
I'm not taking this person. I thought that
Okay. Let's go to
So-
the next person.
he's homeless and like 65.
Wow.
I'm
No.
pretty- it's getting worse. I already knew what was gonna happen, but I'm gonna see it through.
5'10".
5'10". He owns properties.
Oh, he anti-marriage.
So he's 1.2 mil, no kids. Fitness is his hobby. 38, divorce, anti-marriage. He was an ex-NFL player raised in a 2-parent home.
no.
So I'm stuck with him.
There's one more.
No, it's one more.
Oh yeah.
You don't have.
1.2 mil.
Well, he looked like he'll take.
And I'm single right now,
He looked like he takes.
You single right now?
Island and just.
but he's
leave.
still short. But like I said, the last person's gonna be homeless.
Homeless?
That's what I'm thinking. We're
God.
going.
Dog.
Wow.
I mean, the
The
point of the
direction
game
that
is
we're
to-
going, it seems like the next person's gonna be homeless, and I'm be stuck with a homeless person.
Okay, so
4-3.
so you want to try your luck with the last?
community.
Okay, I'll stick with this person.
Okay, we got a choice. Okay, and just for giggles, I'm gonna show you who the last one is.
Watch homeless person.
Oh,
Oh, it was Grandpa.
no,
Oh, you got you.
absolutely not.
CEO,
Say grandpa.
6 feet. He's 6 feet.
He
6
is.
million.
He's 60.
Didn't he bite off somebody's ear or something?
Working out.
You think he Mike Tyson?
I'm like, is that Mike Tyson?
She called that boy Mike Tyson.
That's what he looked like.
He does.
Like, he bite ears. No.
Okay, so we got a choice. So we're gonna show they picked the first guy, the tech guy, and then Marquisha picked the
The anti-marriage dude.
Anti-marriage dude that owns the properties. Okay. Great job, ladies. See, it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that bad. Okay, now, ladies.
I need to know all my options first.
Who the fellas choose? It's just a game. It's just a game.
If Markeisha isn't on the screen, he better not pick nobody.
Exactly.
He said, "Look, I gotta read these options. Let me read the fine print."
All right, fellas, y'all ready? All right, here we go. Option 1.
Oh no, bro. Don't go that way.
No,
Wrong kind of game we playing.
That's the wrong one. The devil is a lie.
Nope.
Hold on 1 second. Wait a minute. I know that ain't right.
Look like y'all ain't got no options. You stuck with what you got.
Yep.
I'm fine by that. No complaints over here.
I'm gonna do it a different way. I can't let the fellas off the hook like that.
Okay. There it is.
See if I can make it bigger.
Let's see here.
Trying to see if I can make it bigger for y'all. Because it didn't download right. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna do it a different way here. Harbor.
Hiccups.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
can y'all see that?
You have to read it to him, I think.
Yeah, so
she got a bag of hot Cheetos in her hand.
So she 5'4", 155, TikToker. Her salary varies. It can go from $17 all the way to $74K. Is unstable. 2 abortions. She smoked, danced, 24, college dropout, roommate with the bestie, and 2-parent raised.
I'm skipping.
I don't do none of abortions.
Why are we sure?
Skip.
I'm confused as to why she got like funny.
She got 2 of them. Her womb is a tomb. I'm sorry, you two. Don't you strike
y'all
us.
passing,
I'm
right?
sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
Yeah, pass. Yeah.
I'm sorry, you two.
Y'all say y'all picked?
No, man.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right, go to the next one. So 5'8", 255, travel nurse, salary $180K, child support $1,100 a month for 1 kid. Hobby is a choir director. 38, college debt, leases home, celibate, grandma raised.
He said, "Big grandma, wait." I heard you, Jonathan.
No, I said grandma raised.
He said, "Big grandma, wait." I heard.
Oh gosh.
I heard what you said.
Pass.
I'm gonna pass on that, man.
I don't like the traveling nurse thing.
Yeah, I heard they
and the choir director. That's a big no for me.
Like you a little triggered over there, man.
But y'all cool with the 1 kid?
No, I wasn't cool with that either.
At $1,100, man. That $1,100, man. Take
She
her to-
keep that. She keep that 1100.
1100 with the baby daddy issue. Don't want it.
All right, here we go with the next one.
Well, I can't see.
So 5'3", 135. She a hairstylist. She make $47K a year. No kids, but anti-kids. Her hobby is shopping. She's 21, high school dropout. She a bottle girl making $3K a night. And she was raised by her older sister.
Nope. Don't
No.
want it.
No.
Can't do it.
I'm trying to have a legacy. She said she
No kids.
No kids. Nope.
And you a stripper.
See,
Oh, I'm sorry, bottle girl.
it's not the same.
Like there's a difference.
Half naked walking around with bottles.
I mean, but she's not taking nothing extra off, you know.
No.
But you know what? I feel like this is biased because y'all put like the better person first and then like all the crazies next. So I'm trying to be hopeful, but y'all doing
We
the
ain't
opposite.
had one solid one
Yeah,
yet.
one
I'm
good
just
one,
saying
yeah.
y'all doing the opposite for y'all. So we already know what the end is gonna be.
We're gonna see. We'll go to the next one.
Everything is a pass.
5'6", 148. She working HR, a federal job, making $80K. She got 3 adult kids, 2 baby fathers. Photography is a hobby. She's age 40, twice divorced. She's pro equality and raising a 2-parent home.
Pass.
Okay.
Looks like I'm gonna be stuck with the last one.
All right, here go the last one, y'all.
Which has to be the best one because all the rest of them.
So 5'7", 142, psychiatrist. She made $275 a year. Plus she gets alimony for $5,800 a month. She got a total of 3 kids, 1 a teenager, 2 adults.
That's what I was
Hobby is yoga and the spa. 44, recently divorced. She desires a provider, extremely hypergamous, my apologies. And she was raised by her father.
So
That's
all of
what
our
y'all-
options
Got kids.
One of them had kids.
Really?
But she killed 2 of them.
Yeah.
I thought the middle one didn't have.
But she didn't have them now.
The one in the middle don't have kids.
Yeah, the one in the middle doesn't have.
She anti-kids though.
She's just anti. She's anti-kids, but she doesn't have kids.
Yeah.
I want, and she a bottle girl. She a stripper, so I don't want that.
Yeah, y'all options were.
I mean, Travis Hunter doing it.
Sorry.
Oh well, got stuck with the last one.
I got a cougar. No, like John said, y'all basically that age because I'm 23, 10. So
But so
We didn't
y'all,
have to think about these options. Shoot, I didn't even put my glasses
and you'd be
on.
surprised some of the people that'll fall for women like this.
They feel all right on their head.
But anyway, man, now we can get to the show. Just to loosen us up a little bit. All right, Dan, you want to go ahead with the first segment?
Yeah, so our first segment is called Vows versus Reality. And it's basically saying that you made vows and you made a promise before God. And this question is, what's something you thought love or marriage would be like that turned out to be totally different? And we'll start with the ladies first.
Well, Jonathan was very cleanly when we were dating. Didn't know that the clothes would be on the side of the bed.
With the vows.
I'm just saying.
With the vows.
That falls under better or worse. I got you, Sade.
Yeah.
That falls under better or worse.
Yeah.
That's a vow.
No.
Yeah.
So much for United Front, boy.
I still love you.
Jonathan.
I still love you with all my heart.
I don't know, man.
Okay,
Tell her what's gonna be
about
said.
I guess I'll go. So, I mean, you know how they say in sickness and in health. My husband is such a baby when he's sick. Like, I didn't expect men to be such babies. Well, my husband. Like, he
you
just
said
have
it
a
right
little,
the first time.
yeah, like he'll get like a little cough and be
I'm a
like,
soldier.
"Oh, baby, kid," you know, it's like you just got a cough. That's it. Like, I don't know. It's just so dramatic when he is under the weather. I'm like, it don't need to
Whatever.
be all. He got the mask and the,
Oh man.
the water. It's like,
Man.
oh, I need some soup
He needs soup.
over a cough. I'm like,
Grown
nah.
man, it don't need soup.
You
But-
milking it at this point.
Milk.
But
Like,
He want
Bria,
to sit in her lap.
I'm like,
At
well,
least
I
he'll-
was gonna buy you a hazmat suit. I mean, it's too much, you know. That's mine. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't.
That's funny.
I'm trying
That's
to
funny.
remember
That's
all the
fair.
vows.
but at least he'll take medicine. I have to force
I'm
Jonathan
a soldier.
to take medicine.
Really?
I mean, like force him.
That must be like a sibling thing, cause saying you gotta,
Yeah,
like, hold
I'm
his
like,
hand.
please take the medicine. You are sick. It's clear.
Okay, what are the vows? Better or worse?
Sickness
to
and hell,
hell,
rich or
rich or
poor.
poor. So I don't know if any of the vows and my expectations didn't line up, because me and Daniel talked about a lot of stuff. So when stuff popped up, it wasn't like I wasn't blindsided by anything, so to speak. Yeah, I don't like that he takes his socks off and puts them on the couch for some odd reason. I don't know why he does that. And he is a baby when he gets sick. 100%.
So I can find them.
Yeah, but they don't go there.
Because whenever
You can
I
find
take
them
my
in
stuff off,
the clean clothes if you put them in
my
the
stuff is
washing
the only stuff
machine
that gets lost.
and stuff. because they're stuck in the couch.
Like, baby, you see my shirt I just bought? I ain't seen
I
it.
haven't seen it. I don't know where it is.
Hey, baby, those my socks? Yeah, they your socks.
You talking about the ones I'm wearing?
Oh man.
I guess for better or worse, like people say it like better or worse, so I'm thinking better is going to be first, and then it's going to get worse, and it feels like it's worse or better. And so it seems like with some of the things that we went through and going through, it seems like worse is up front. So I'm like, okay, you know, as far as our relationship and how we interact, that's always great. But as far as like situations, stuff that happen, it's like, okay, when is the better part coming, as far as like being stable in certain areas, you know, not having a whole bunch of why is this?
I don't know.
I hear myself a little too much.
Okay.
Okay. You know, being stable in certain areas, not having so many. I scoot up. Not having so many outside things happen. Like, I'm like, when is the better part of that coming? Because as far as a relationship goes, that's always great, but it seems like outside sources it's worse to better. So I'm like, okay, I thought better was gonna be first. That's what I thought.
Ditto. Same for me, Markeisha. Exactly what you said. The relationship, you know, is always good, but it's like when
like outside situations, you
right?
know.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I thought that was gonna be better, because they said it. I always say better or worse. So in my head, I'm programmed that better's first,
right?
And then, you know, worse is gonna pop up every now and then, and better is gonna come back. But it did. It's not right.
Kenny. Bria, you went.
She went.
Yeah,
She went first.
Yeah.
All right, Kenny.
Oh, I gotta go first. I'm still thinking.
Oh gosh.
Go.
Your face look like you had it together.
Oh yeah.
Where my hair?
No, I was engaged in the, you know.
You got some, John, or you?
I mean, not much. Just Yeah, man, it's ebbs and flows, man. Nothing in particular, man. You know, you go in thinking it's just gonna be bliss for the most part, and they're just being naive. You know, going to marriage. You know, because you know, some people that's married, they don't always put off the bad parts of not bad parts, but some of the worst parts of marriage. So they just put out the highs. But they never, you know, people really never talk about the lows or, you know, the trying times. And so that's when you really find out what your relationship and what your marriage is made of in those low times. Um, and so, you know, if you make it through it, you know, y'all make it through it and y'all come to a resolution, then, you know, that's when you know you have something real, something solid. And you really living out those vows, at least those, you know, those parts of the vows, of, for better or for worse.
Well, I think that worse being first is a good thing, though. Even though I was expecting better to be first, I think worse being first is a good thing because your relationship needs to be tried. You need to know, like, oh, I got his back, he has my back. So for all of the situations that have happened in our relationship and our marriage, that, you know, see how we interact with each other and how we make it through. It's like, okay, so now I know, since worst came first, I know that later it's gonna be okay because it's like we already know what to expect. We already know what to do. So it's not a bad thing that worst came first, you know.
Understood. Now, I do have a clip I want to play, and it kind of speaks to what we're speaking about of how worse was first. So just let me know what y'all think. Yeah, and y'all might have seen it. It's been on making its rounds on social media.
Had a radical heart shift from that moment. I got in my word, under my word. I just completely changed as a person. And I realized that God loves me, that God has a purpose and plan for my life, that God chose me, that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Yeah. So he would call me out my name. It wouldn't bother me because I allowed God's voice to be louder than his. And when I was going through transition of him not coming home on the weekends, not being there, telling me I hate you, I'll never love you, I wish I never married you, I knew that life and death is in the power of the tongue through the word of God. So I would say, you will love me one day. We will have a good marriage one day. And although he would go out for weekends, I would literally help him get ready to go meet a side chick by ironing his clothes and getting them ready for the night. And these are all things I was graced to do. I would not encourage anybody to do that unless you are graced by God to do this. But once I knew who I was, I realized, oh,
look at him. He like, I can't believe you said this on this. You said you forgave me. We got it. I can't believe you exposing this on this couch, woman. I'm a pastor.
She a strong person.
She real strong. No.
You call me what?
And so y'all read the caption, right? That she used to iron his clothes for him to go see.
For him to go see his side chick.
For him to go see his side chick.
You better not eat nothing when you come back.
That's wild.
That is
Buddy diabolical.
Big time.
But then ended it with, "Oh, you got to be graced by God." No, baby, that's no.
Don't put my Lord and Savior in that.
Yeah, like that's
the Lord will tell you do that, man.
Put that on his name.
So like in that lady's situation, like I know some people that are in similar situations, kind of, and it's like you chose that marriage, and so it's like, do you end it or do you see it through? Like, do you believe it's gonna get better? She believed it was gonna get better, and
well, that kind of coincide with my vows, as far as thinking. I didn't understand until later, like the person you marry, you need to be okay with them as if they're the finished product,
right?
I married this person and saying, if I marry Markeisha, and I have to know that if she doesn't get any better or that she doesn't become this or that, I am okay with who she is right now. And so if she married that man
sheesh,
with the life that he's living,
crazy work.
The question is, like, when she married him, was she also living? Because, you know, sometimes people go into marriages and both of them is living in sin and doing their thing. And then, like, you know, one to get saved or have a change sooner than the other. So I wonder if that was like her situation. Like, you was tricking too.
I don't know, because she said she's being graced by God. So I think
no, like if she started off tricking and then later she got saved, and she was like, yeah, I am graced by God, but my husband still called me.
Well,
like maybe that was her.
Just to give a little context to the backstory. So when they married, they were supposed to be new in Christ.
Okay.
So it wasn't no deliverance quite as of yet. Now,
but then I guess the situation makes sense then if they weren't, when they got together, they weren't living with God or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just.
I mean, I wouldn't. You're not gonna call me out my name.
Now,
I jump on your back. So
now that does kind of beg to the question. A lot of people don't grow up in 2-parent households, and so with that, also you never learn to be a husband or to be a wife. You're supposed to learn those things from your mom, your father. Do y'all want to share if y'all was raised to be a husband or raised to be a wife, or there's something that you have to learn on your own and through experience?
Well, I have to say, did come from a 2-parent household. I'll say that parents, especially with being one myself, parents are not perfect. They do the best that they feel is that they're doing. They make the best decisions that they feel are the best for their kids. And now my parents, they did show, a lot of love for each other. So that is something that that did stick with me as I got older, is, my dad showing me basically loving on his wife, or whatnot, just hugging her, kissing her, listening to her, joking with her, going out on dates with her and stuff like that, even once they had kids, because that's a key thing right there, because with having kids, it's easy to allow them to control everything.
Mm-hmm.
You as a husband and wife be put on the back burner, and y'all just separate. But there were times where they were just like, hey, we're gonna go out, we would go be watched by somebody, or we'll go over by somebody's house. Hey, we just have date night, it's gonna be us. So that was something that that they did show me, growing up. So I was able to most definitely implement that into our marriage as well.
I think for me, I was taught to be a wife, but I don't think I was taught to be the wife to my husband. So I think that's two different things.
That's good.
It's a different type of marriage that my parents had, and I don't have. And it's not saying that their marriage is bad, but like my marriage is just different from them. So I actually had to lean on God to be the wife that I needed to be for specifically my husband.
Yep.
Right.
So that's what I would say about that. But they did the best they could. Yeah.
So I had a 2-parent household. So what I saw is what I learned. But if you're saying, was I taught, like I was sat down and say, hey, you need to do this for your husband. You need to be this way. You need to be, be gentle, be kind. I wasn't taught in that sense. I was taught by example, like what I saw my mom do. And so a lot of those things I adapted. But as far as like that conversation about what a wife should be expected to do for a husband, it was never that conversation, but it was a conversation about what I should expect from my husband, but not what my husband should be expected of me. So I think especially like with females, like we're always told like, okay, your husband should do this, your husband should be this way, but it's never said like what I should be expected to do as a wife. I didn't hear that. I saw it, but I never heard it, and I never like fully understood it until I was in the role. Like, okay, he needs certain things from me. Yeah, we're a partner, but you know what? Maybe I could be a little softer. Maybe I could not hit him and yell. I don't yell, but I do hit him sometimes. Lovingly like this.
Blink twice, man. Blink twice.
You see this big man? I can't hurt him. He's fine. But no, that conversation was never had. Like, my mom, it was more so like, you need to clean up. Because when me and Daniel were dating, She would tell Daniel, she's not gonna take care of a house because she doesn't clean up or whatever, or something along those lines. Like she said that a couple times. I was like, I'm in nursing school right now. I'm sorry I didn't make my bed today. I didn't have time. But
lives to be saved.
We need to make sure people can breathe. But having that conversation of what I am expected to do, that never happened. But I saw it.
Okay. Dan, you want to go? Or should I?
Oh, if he was gonna go.
Well, for me, my family dynamic was a little bit different. When I was born, my family wasn't like, they wasn't saved or trying to live for Christ. So, our house was a little different. We was the party house. So, got exposed to a lot of things early. And then, later on, my parents, transitioned into start living for Christ. But I believe that did hurt their marriage because of where they started from. And so when you start, your marriage and you guys are basically partying every week and then you get married, now it's very easy to be unevenly yoked in a sense. And you guys don't have the same mindset when it comes to the way you're going to do things. So with the way that they raised us, they had two different mindsets with the way that they wanted to raise us, or the way that they wanted to discipline us. It was two different. For those who know, my dad was kind of a no nonsense guy when it came to, like punishment. So, and my mom was more so of, she'll talk to you more lenient. You have to kind of get her there, type of thing. So
she did swing a broom at you.
Yeah, because we got her there.
We got her there. Yeah.
She went off on me a few times as well.
Then she got the Kenny too.
Yeah.
She was like what, 4'10" or something? Maybe 5 even.
About 5 foot or something.
She's about 5 foot, but she was a firecracker. And so it was just very different growing up. And I guess the main thing that kind of hurted me, like I didn't know the characteristics of a husband. Like I didn't know like just basic things. So when I got into marriage, I didn't understand like it's like basic things that I was failing at and not knowing like I'm like, what do you want? Like I didn't know like understanding or communication. It's like if I thought it was common sense, I'm not gonna say nothing about it. That's kind of how I was, just based on like my upbringing. That's just kind of how it was. Like if it was common sense, it didn't need to be said in the house, because if you jacked up on that common sense thing, somebody finna get on your tail.
Facts.
So that's just kind of how my upbringing was. And so when I got into marriage, it's just kind of carried over. And so just with certain simple things, it just, the lack of communication always caused friction. And it was just simple things that could have been solved if we had just talked. And, or, so we can have understanding. And so just those characteristics of knowing how to talk, knowing how to communicate, communicating with the purpose, not just communicating to get your point across or just to lash out, but actually communicating because you want to reach a solution. Those type of things like that I didn't learn until later, that I didn't know that I needed as a husband. And thank God that I learned, because man, my children would have been in trouble.
Thank God you learned, because
my children, like, would have been in trouble, with their upbringing of being able to communicate with them. Yeah. And, and let them have understanding. And, my children have a voice now. When I grew up, we wasn't able to have a voice.
You better not say nothing.
Not a word.
You don't say anything. If you upset, you just don't say nothing. It is what it is. That's just kind of how I was brought up. And a lot of people was, if you was born in the 90s on back, that's just kind of how you was brought up. It's just, if you pissed off about something, you better not say nothing. And if you do say something, you better watch how you say it.
I couldn't even make a
Nah, you can't make a face.
You
I
know,
look like I'm upset. I'm just like,
don't you walk too hard.
Don't breathe too
Breathe
hard.
too hard.
Don't turn around too
Right.
hard.
What? You breathing?
Right.
You breathing?
Girl, you better fix your face. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
And so having that type of upbringing, I didn't want to put that on my children. Going into my marriage and then having kids, because it's the saddest thing ever when your child become teenager or become of age and they feel like they can't come to you.
Facts.
And your child go out and do stupid stuff. And you sit there and say, man, why you just come to me? And your child look at you like, I don't never talk to you about nothing. Or we don't have that type of relationship to where I feel comfortable coming to you. Because whenever I do say something,
It's judgment.
it's something negative, or you're overly critical about something I said or something I did. You never let me get a clear understanding about anything, or you never let me give you my understanding about this. And so I didn't want to be that type of parent, and didn't want to be that type of husband to my wife, as far as the way I seen wives grow up in the 90s. Like, I seen a lot of wives who didn't have a voice. It was just kind of a very dominated type of household. And so in my earlier years, that's kind of how it was. Like, it'll be like, ask your daddy, no, And so it's like, or my mom goes like, yeah, I want them to do this. If it ain't his idea, let's shut it down.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of very dominated type of thing. And so, I wanted to be different. I knew I wanted to be different, but I didn't have the guidance coming into it, and not knowing that you need more than just love for marriage. And so, it's just my kind of take on it.
When I grew up before my mother and father got a divorce, I did grow up in a 2-parent household, and I was able to see, my mother and father, and how my mother always cared for my father, and how my father always cared for my mother. I always observed things. So, when I was young, I was like, oh, is that how you be a wife? Is that how my husband, should treat me? And as I got older, my mom did talk to me about, being a wife, and how communicating is important, how loving is important, how working together, communicating with a purpose, and things like that. The one thing that I do agree with Bria is she did talk to me about being a wife, and I saw how she was a wife to my husband, but I had to learn how to be a wife to my husband. Every man is different, but she did talk to me about several different things. I saw it when I was younger, but as I got older, she began to communicate with me about things that are important. And so I guess that's kind of how I learned. But, some things that you learn when you get married, it's different. So you have to change things up a little bit so that it works for your family. And it's fun. I just think it's funny. My dad said, make sure you go for a man like me. And my husband has the same name as my dad, Jonathan Johnson. So that always makes me laugh. So
shout out to him. He in the chat.
Who?
Your dad's in the chat.
Oh
Lord.
my bad. Hey, Dad. I don't know how to work. This is my first time on this.
You're doing good. You're all right. But yeah, so yeah, growing up in the way we grew up and the parents we had, yeah, it was, like our parents, they wasn't believers, when we was born, let alone married. They was together 20 plus years before even married. Like we was at the wedding.
Yeah, I was in their wedding.
We was
I
in
was
the
like
wedding.
a 5-year-old ring boy.
So yeah, they kind of they didn't do things as as they should, and come along with that, just lack of communication or knowing how to communicate. Learning, yeah, I'm having to learn how to not talk at my spouse, but talk with my spouse. It's a difference with that. When you also, man, just learning to be mindful, man. Yes, you may want something one way and your spouse may want something another way. Okay, let's figure out what's the best way or meet somewhere in the middle. And the way we grew up, it was either or. And it ain't got eventful sometimes. So, and I had to learn a lot of this on my own, going in my 20s and 30s. But I had to think about it, and it was more recently, maybe in the last few years, I had to think about their upbringing and how they was brought up, and was they exposed to marriage, let alone successful marriage. And I know for sure, like on my dad's side, it was non-existent, like complete non-existent. And then on my mom's side, it was marriage, but it was toxic, like abuse, alcoholism. So it's like for both of them, it was what they was exposed to and what they had for us to what marriage was. It was like two of the things that you do not want to be exposed to, or the ideal exposure coming up, let alone trying to learn how to be a spouse. And so just like we had to learn some things on our own, my dad, he had to learn. He didn't have no father figure. So let alone being a husband, knowing how to be a man, it's all on his own understanding. And so we had to take that and then build off of that. So we don't really start there. We could build off of, what he did learn, through the years, and build off of that. And then also, learning how to interact with our children. And so learning how to interact with my son, giving him a voice. Cause like Dan said, it was no voice. It was what it was. And that's it. No matter what the situation was or how I felt about it, this is what it is. If you don't understand it, I'm gonna help you understand that. So, but having to unlearn some of those bad habits that you didn't even realize that you picked up, being exposed to that. But yeah, so just I'm just even now just learning, being open-minded, man. Learning what to be a productive husband is, and how to build up my wife. And, vice versa, letting her know what I may need, and she letting me know what she may need, and working together and building. That's all I got.
What's the next question?
All right, Dan, you want to go to the next question, or I got another clip? Either or.
We can go to the clip.
Okay, so and it's kind of speaking to how parents spoke in yesteryear. It's kind of funny, but let's just see what y'all think.
Go to the hole. If they wanted a blow job, that's what they called it back there, the oral sex or blow job. And if they wanted a blow job, they went to the holes. They didn't never ask their wife to do that. But the men's are lost respect for the women's now, so they expect to make the women's out of hoes. My granddaughter say, I'm not gonna be their hoe.
Why she got this choir robo?
I'd rather be by myself. I done made up my mind. I just be by myself. I'm not gonna be a hoe. So they want to make you a hoe. You know why? If not, they gonna treat you like the hoe. See, the old men, if they want something like round the world, what y'all call oral sex, they go to the hoes out in the streets and buy them a hamburger and they get blowed right quick and they come back home. But they turn y'all into hoes because y'all at the point now until you're so desperate for a man, you'll do anything that the man wants. As one of my siblings say, I'll do anything my hood want me to do. But no, baby, not me. No.
Is that the? Is
You gotta know where to draw the line.
logo at the bottom?
God is about holiness, not about sodomy. About holiness. You can't get a baby doing sodomy. God ain't never meant for you to get them blue pills. That's why he say men's are evil inventors. You lay with one another so long, now you got to make it interesting. So you done got gorged out on one another. So now you got to bring strawberries. They tell me whipped cream, edible panties, and all kind of stuff to the bed now, cause you gorged out. Now you got to try to tempt him and get him interested in you. But if you didn't lay with him too long, he would not get gorged out. In our days, we didn't have to build the men up. They was already ready when he came. It was already up, ready. Now y'all got to blow and what else you do? Roll or lick? I don't know. Whatever you do, I see one girl doing something like, whatever. Everybody take a picture. I said, well, why is everybody tongue out? When I come on bingo, well, they told me why your tongue's hanging out.
Granny, wow.
Wow. Yeah, Daniel. That's all. Wow.
What
Now,
in the world?
Like what?
But believe it or not, it's a lot of older folks. That's how they're thinking when it comes to marriage and things you do in the bedroom, whatever you choose to do in the bedroom with your spouse. That's their thinking. What are your thoughts, man?
And that's not the correct definition of sodomy, ma'am.
Yes, not.
No.
That's not what the Bible says. The Bible refers sodomy as if a man does with another man what he do with a woman.
Right.
That's what the Bible says
That's
sodomy is.
Yes.
So if a man go lay with a man and he's doing the same thing he does with a woman, the Bible says that's sodomy.
Mm-hmm.
So no, ma'am, that's you talking about hamburgers and all kinds of stuff. I don't know.
hamburgers and that's
He'll give her a burger. That's what he'll do.
That's
I know he'll give her a burger. He came on back home.
Wait, when she was just like, she do her tongue like,
Right. Wait.
it's going on.
No.
Like, ma'am, the bed is undefiled.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm trying to figure out why are you saying all this, like Daniel said, in a church robe with the church
Right.
hat? Like, what message are you really trying to
They're
get?
gonna have a poster of Jerusalem behind you.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
So where's this interview taking place?
I don't know.
Like it's
Ain't
the
no-
whole Baptist church.
Ain't no telling.
For this interview.
Ain't no telling, boy.
Look, wow.
I think it's like older. I think some older people think that way, and then like also some other cultures think
Facts.
that way as well.
Big facts.
Like some of the people that I work with, sometimes conversations get interesting, but it was an African lady, and so she was talking to someone else. Someone was talking about how she was with her husband or whatever. I like to be a fly on the wall. I like to listen. I'm not going to tell you my business, but I will listen to yours. Mm-hmm. And so the African lady was like, all these Black women are taking our men because, they do all this stuff. And so I was like, ma'am, we don't want your man. I have mine. And she's talking about what she does with her husband. Her husband is an African, but, I guess she doesn't do those things with her husband. And so her husband must be tiptoeing out like Granny said, giving somebody a burger for a blow, and she
double.
she felt some type of way. But I guess Yeah, and so some of them are okay with their husbands like going somewhere else because it was like they said they're not doing that. So I'm not okay with my husband going nowhere. So
Okay.
I don't share at all.
That's right. Now I got one more for y'all, man. It's gonna be a wild one, and it's the opposite of what Markeisha said.
I'm about to say this. I'm about to say, boy, it's wild in this one.
I mean,
Greta came in hot.
you could beat the last clip.
Yeah, it's wild. But yeah, it just kind of speaks on how the just stepping out and people being okay with that, which I'm selfish. She belong to me. I got papers on you.
Papers. Like she a pit bull or something. She ain't
Okay.
I mean, he do got papers. So.
she ain't no puppy. Call her. Somebody got papers on her.
She bit me before, like a pit bull.
She's like,
if you bite them, it's
I
technically claiming ownership.
I had never bit him before.
Look at you. You can't look me in my face.
I was actually about to look at you in your face.
All right. My bad. I got
I'm married. I also have a boyfriend. I'm not sure if my husband still loves me, but I know my boyfriend do.
Okay, so hold on. Latera, what part of the Bible is this in? Yes or no? Do you love your husband?
I do.
Yes or no? Do you love your boyfriend more?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet? Do he?
But you said you weren't sure that your husband still loves you.
Right.
Why?
Right. I don't feel it. I don't feel like.
Are y'all intimate?
No.
How long has it been?
About 2 years.
Girl. I think you better call.
Maybe he's getting erect with emotions in his relationship. Maybe he has
a hard-on love.
Hard-on love, maybe he has stamina for a long conversation. I think a lot of times when it comes to being married, whether it's for 2 years, 20 years, 30 years, a lot of times we forget that the other side of the grass will always look greener. And a lot of times you can fall in love with the color of that grass and then oversee yours. I'm not sure if that man still loves you or not. But what I will tell you is those rose-colored glasses can be just as blinding as the day you got married. So that new might be just like your husband, but it may take a while to see it.
Honestly, though, before we go further, the issue is
we're gonna skip
she
over the
getting married.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. She's out of pocket.
God damn, how I know? God. Ain't nobody finna be philosophical about that shit. You out here cheating on your goddamn husband and talking about what you supposed to do. Either take your home or get a goddamn divorce. How you up here asking for advice on how to violate a little more efficiently?
Period.
I know I'm wildin', but help me wild out just a little, I'm trying to tighten it up. Just a little.
That's what I was saying the whole thing. Like, ma'am, you married.
Right.
What you mean?
Did the husband know about the? Because some people have that poly thing going on.
They up there trying to tell her, like, hey, well, maybe he's just so emotional. He's so bump all that, ma'am. You married.
Right.
You out here tricking out on your husband.
Exactly. Wrong.
And you asking us how you can get through this. Ma'am, go home. Go home to your husband. That's how you gonna get through this.
Mm-hmm. She did it with such a straight face.
Right, like it was okay.
What was straight faces? She said they haven't been intimate for 2 years.
That's because she got a boyfriend and he got a girlfriend. That's why. That's y'all roommates at this point. Y'all ain't together.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like y'all
I can't imagine. Boy, 2 years? Sheesh.
I don't know.
That's a long time.
That's a long time.
I'm still confused as to why you trying to get advice, but I think she was asking the wrong questions. I think the question should have been, should I divorce my husband and be with my boyfriend?
That's what she wanted to know.
Should I leave my boyfriend and work it out with my husband? I'm trying to figure out I mean, why is the boyfriend there in the first place? But I mean, that's your business. I
I
guess.
just don't understand why they go up there to just embarrass themselves. Like, and most of them be knowing what they be doing. You know it's wrong. It's no need to go live like that.
But she
You know
want
what I'm
to
saying?
be toxic because she wants to. She not sure if the deal with her boyfriend is really a legit deal.
It's not.
But she really wants to be there, but she's not sure it's legit. But her husband, she know is there. So she's afraid to leave her husband for the unknown.
Yeah.
And so the guy was like, well, it ain't always greener, the grass ain't always greener. But she like, should I go test it? Should I?
It don't sound like she got no grass at all, because 2 years.
She got
She
sand.
got turf. She got turf. She got turf, and she got real grass. That's what's going on.
You
She
ain't
got
watered
grass
the
that's in
grass
the
in
ground
2
with
years,
roots,
it's gone.
and she got turf that you just pull up just like that. I said, yeah, that's sucker green, all right. It's gonna stay green because it's artificial.
Right.
And then you said she didn't know whether or not if that was a real, long-term relationship, because that's turf. It's artificial grass.
Right.
But that's why I was wondering, like, are they in a poly relationship or something? 'Cause
No.
like you saying this
I don't
boldly,
think he
if the
was.
video ain't finna get out.
That's what happened, man. When you
You
marry,
don't care.
when you marry somebody, and one person loves the other person more than the other,
That's right.
and so now the other person is taking abuse because they really love this person, but the other person is like, they don't really have the same type of love and affection for this person, and they remind you like,
Right.
I can do without you. Hey,
Right.
People want me.
Right. Like
And
you're
he
an
like-
option, right?
And he just like, he or she is just like, well, I really want to be with you. I love you, and the other person don't really love him like that.
Yeah, it's very it's very dangerous being desperate like that. To where you don't love yourself. You love somebody, or you think you love somebody so much to where you're not loving yourself.
Right.
And loving yourself is respecting yourself. And so if you're allowing somebody like this, or being attached to somebody like this, who's going in front of thousands of people and putting businesses out there like that, clearly she doesn't respect you, doesn't care for you, she don't love you.
He done served her papers by now, I'm sure.
I bet he hadn't.
Well, I mean, he got a girlfriend too. If that's how y'all
So
decide to do
a quick question: what do y'all feel about the whole Ursha fiasco? Ursha out here kissing out on these married women.
Oh, I thought
What
you
is
were
the-
talking about Marvin Sapp. Like, close the doors. I don't know why I went to
Hey,
that.
close them doors. Close them doors.
What's the Usher fiasco?
They were mad about the close
The
the
rest
door.
of the concerts, he be feeding them all grapes
Oh,
and cherries all in
He
their
be
mouth.
feeding them grapes and
Feeding them all.
cherries. And
I mean, Ursha ain't the problem. It's the women that's the problem.
Facts.
Like, he going out there to entertain, to do his thing. So he was like, shoot, yeah, let's do all this stuff. But good and well, your husband back there.
No, I blame him.
No, you can't blame him for
Johnson,
you can't blame him.
Blame him.
His job.
Not Ursha. I don't blame Ursha. I blame the husband.
Oh, why?
But what if the husbands don't know?
You know
I'm
signs
just
like
saying,
that.
they may not know.
But why do you
Nah.
blame the husband though?
Well, and then if he don't know, then you should have been paying more attention to your wife and how your wife is about that type of stuff.
were you talking about the Ursha concert?
Yeah. I don't blame Ursha. Ursha he's entertaining.
That wife made that decision to kiss that man in the mouth.
Why are you going to the concert without your husband? That's just my whole.
That's what I'm saying. Stuff like that, like you. And it ain't the first time
Maybe he
she
don't
ain't
like
probably
her.
been somewhere like that by herself.
My wife ain't going without me.
Me.
Not to no Ursha concert. Not to none of those places.
Yeah, rumble in that place.
First of all, we're not gonna go to no Usher concert.
I ain't going to no Ursha concert. No way.
Bird.
But like Daniel said, she ain't going nowhere, like that.
I wish I might.
A big venue without me. Yeah,
Daniel's saying all this stuff, but he know I don't like to be touched, so he
Well-
ain't got nothing to worry about. Like, I don't even want to hug people or high five nobody. Like, I go into like public spaces, people like, oh hey, how you doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Oh,
Like I can still jam I can just put the music on and I can jam at home,
I'm good.
and I get the same feeling as I'm riding down. I don't need you to be on stage with your shirt off,
Roller skating through the
roller skating through the crowd,
fruit
wiping your sweat
basket.
on all these ladies out here.
And taking all the baby oil from Diddy.
From Diddy. That's where the baby oil went there.
We got a wholesale.
House full of baby oil. The cops walked in there. The cops was like, God, dog.
Slippery in here.
It's all on the wall. Golly. Diddy asked him, so I just want to know what y'all gonna do with my baby oil. Like, is that gonna go back to my kids or
is this going to evidence?
Is that in evidence?
Because I need my baby oil.
I need that oil.
I guess, but I don't think you can blame the husband because the wife is treacherous. I mean, yeah, you need to pay attention to your wife and things that she likes or whatever, or if she's
I mean,
but at the end of the day, like, keep your mouth off other people.
No,
That's it. That's like, something happened and the husband goes cheat. Oh, it's the wife's fault that your husband cheated on you. No, he should have kept his stuff out of other people. That ain't that wife's fault.
Well, with that saying, because most guys will do stuff, I always say, don't do nothing that you can't tell your wife about, or don't go nowhere you can't tell your wife about.
Yeah. You can't take her to,
or you can't take her to, or don't talk to nobody that you don't want your wife to know you're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, with most guys, if they're secretive, something going on.
Yeah.
Because most guys ain't gonna care. It's like, oh, who you talking to? So and so.
Yeah.
He don't care. It's like, but if he care,
why you asking me this?
Why you asking me this, man? God, dog, it ain't that big of a deal. It's a big deal.
better find something safe to do.
It's a big deal. And I think that goes for both genders.
Mm-hmm.
And she's up in arms about who she talking to or where she going. She going to lunch. I'm going to lunch. Oh, where you going? I don't know yet, but I'm going to lunch. I'm going to lunch with my coworker. Oh, okay.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, like people like with the phone situation, people like they don't want their spouse to see their phones. I just don't want him looking at my Amazon cart to see what I've been. So he's like, hey,
I can relate.
Right? He'd be like,
and that ain't of God.
He'd be like, let me see your phone. I'm like, for what? I'm like, hold on, let me move.
Yeah, that T-Move card be overflowing.
There you go. Yeah.
So that T-Move card be in overflow.
Whatever. Next thing you know, he opened up Amazon. What you open up that for? Ain't nothing even in there.
So must be so many packages just be dropping off at the door.
We need that stuff.
They turn the corner. You just be like this.
Yes. Thank you, Marquisha.
And you know what? I care enough to buy Amazon for my husband too. So
exactly, your vitamins is there. Just your vitamins.
Exactly.
That's the reason, y'all.
For what? The vitamins?
Man, I'm outside working on a car. The Amazon driver coming. Hey, what's up, man? I'm like, what's going on?
Yo, on first.
Yeah, man, you want me to put this by the door? I can just hand it to you. Like normal. Like,
she's like normal.
You know your name and everything.
Right.
Oh,
that's sad.
I don't know.
Oh man. So let's take a little quick turn here, man. With us being, married for some time, I have a video about picking a spouse or standards for picking a spouse, and I can pretty much say, speak for everyone here that you have standards. You just don't accept anything.
Have to be at least 6 foot. Yep.
So in case sister-in-law, you have to be at least 6
foot. I had a height requirement. Daniel talked about me because we was friends. He told me I was shallow.
Is that a standard or preference?
It's a standard for me.
It's a preference.
It's a standard.
I think it's more of a preference.
It's a standard.
I think we get misconstrued of preferences and standards.
I know the definition, and what I'm saying is it's definitely
it's a preference you hold dear.
No,
I just wanted my husband to be taller than me if I wore heels. I didn't really have like a oh, you got to be 6'8" or we don't date. Like, I just needed you to just be taller because I'm already short. So I'm like, everybody taller
to
than
be
me.
at least 6 foot. Because I'm
Never
short.
same
I wanted
for
my
me,
kids to
boy.
have a fighting
Longest-
chance because I'm short.
He's taller than me.
So, my babies would have been short otherwise. So they had to be at least 6 foot.
Okay, and this
You just made the cut because y'all know Jonathan.
Watch
as
yourself.
long as you're taller than me, he just made the cut.
Watch yourself.
How tall is Sade?
5'6".
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know how tall you are. Yeah, you just made the cut.
Anyway, man, let's get into this video, man. We can do this with y'all, man.
I'm sorry.
But after this video, I want to go to the fellas with this. Let me know y'all thoughts, man, and then also elaborate on just kind of like what was some of y'all thoughts into picking a spouse, as far as qualities and things of that nature.
Well, I don't care about a woman's past. A woman can say she had 25, 35 sexual partners. I don't care about all that. They don't intimidate me because I always say the version of her that I'm going to get, no man has ever had. Because I know how to cultivate that woman. Oh, boy. You preaching. I know how to provide something in your life that no man has ever been able to provide. True. I know how to extract and cultivate something out of you that no man has been able to cultivate out of you.
Ain't he single though?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he ain't cultivated nothing then.
ain't finna cultivate nothing.
That was gonna be my question.
Because I'm looking at his hand, I'm like, you saying this, but okay.
He said 25 to 35 bodies.
He just desperate. He's saying I take somebody with 50 bodies. That's what he's saying.
He said he take whatever.
Right now, I don't care. I take whatever I can get. That's what he's saying.
And he gonna cultivate it.
And I cultivate that thing. He said he'll take a Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene, she was a hooker in the field. He said he'll take that and cultivate that. YouTube, that's Bible. Don't you strike me. Don't you do it. I got at least 2 per video. Don't you strike me. Don't take this video down.
Okay, so how did y'all decide to choose your wives or whatever? Or what qualities were y'all looking for?
Well, as far as for me, qualities that I was looking for in a wife is someone that is wanted to build, with me. Someone that wasn't really looking like, hey, you need to, have everything right then there, as soon as we start this, because if that's the case, to be honestly, if you got everything, what do you really need that person for?
Bingo.
I mean, but a lot of them don't think that way. They just think, oh, they got to have the finished product, but not understanding you get that finished product, they don't really need you. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking for, a woman that was going to, build with me, most definitely, support, encourage me, be a nice support beam, and most definitely a helpmate. Someone that is going to be, rooted in God, be able to cover me when sometimes, you get a little low, and things like that, but someone that can cover you, and things like that, intercede for you. And, most definitely not having a fake relationship with God, but a real relationship with God. That was something, that takes a little time, to find out, and then also having the spirit of discernment as well, but, those stuff. And then is one thing that Mama Johnson, she told me, she would tell me, she would prophesy, and things like that, God speaking to her. And she told me, she was just like, hey, your wife, she's going to love kids. Yeah, she's going to love God. you know, and that was years before even meeting my wife, you know. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, you know, she said, pull over right there and get that Popeyes though. I'm like, okay, I got
Right.
With that Coca-Cola.
with that Coke.
Yep.
You know, I said, I got you. Pull over.
And you better not say nothing about her coke either.
You know, and you know, so with her telling me that stuff wasn't really something that I was looking for, but it was something that I did keep my eyes out for. And then sure enough, when, you know, she did come, she was at the time, you know, she was working at a daycare, you know, and most definitely, you know, had a relationship and loved God, you know. So I was just like, golly, boy, spot on with that one.
Okay, who next?
You gonna go, John?
Yeah, I can go. So yeah, man, some of the qualities and you know, I'm looking for a spouse, man. You know, first and foremost, man, she had to have a relationship with God, man, a true relationship with God, not somebody that just went to church. You know, somebody that was conservative, man. It is some wild creatures out here. On both sides of the sexes, but you know, you want someone more on the conservative side, you know, they're just not wild or teaching seeking. Somebody that's supportive and you know just want to support your vision and get on board with your vision. You know, somebody that prays for you, prays over you, you know, speaks life into you, you know, who's helped to, you know, uplift you, you know, and some of your low moments there, able to take direction or leadership, and you know, is willing to work within a structure. You know, and that's kind of hard to find, but so if you do find, you know, a spouse, you know, that can have some of those characteristics there, man, it's, you know, you want to hold on to them if you can. It's especially nowadays,
It's scary.
it's scary. Like if I wasn't married by now, I would not get married. I would not get married. It is scary out here. I say it's like almost every day on social media. If I'm on social media, I like thank God for my wife because it's that's it. But it's tough, man. I feel sorry for these single people right now. It is tough.
No.
Man, mine's a little different. I actually hung out with my wife for quite some time before.
That's fact.
For those who know, man, those summertime, man, we used to be out here in these streets. Doing God knows what.
All over the
We were
Metroplex.
doing crazy stuff. Like we went to the mall and to
Like not
a
crazy
dollar
stuff,
movie or
but we would go
something
hang out a lot.
We wouldn't.
Okay, yeah, clean that up, bro. You don't want nobody.
People get the wrong impression. They've been in the streets before. No, we
No,
went to the
no,
dollar movie.
no.
We went.
But we hung out for a good minute, man, for almost 2 years. We hung out, you know, a long time. And so not understanding that, you know, I was seeing a lot of her characteristics, you know, just being around her, you know, we hung out like at least 3 times a week. So it was like just seeing those things, not including church, because we went to the same church. All of us, you know, went to the same church, you know. And so,
but apparently I wasn't his friend.
No, we wasn't friends like that.
We was friends
at first. You was friends with Kenny. You was friends with Kenny and Jonathan.
I was friends with you. Why were you hanging out with me?
We were cool, but we wasn't friends.
Whatever. Okay. What characteristics was you looking for, sir?
I'm gonna get into you interrupting me.
I'm sorry.
Speed you up.
I'm sorry. My bad.
She said, "Get to the good part."
But one of the things that I was really looking for, man, and I'm really big on is trust, loyalty, and someone who really cares for you. And so, like, that's one thing that I think kind of win guys' hearts over when they first meet a girl. If she's just like, she's so caring, you know, in pretty much every aspect of your life. You know, she's caring, she's concerned. and she has your back, and those things, is really, really, really eye-opening. And it seems like it's more of a give and take type of thing, as far as, most relationships, when they start off, the guy is doing everything, dates, everything, but when you have a girl that's reciprocating, it might be differently, but she's reciprocating in some form of fashion, whether it's, making sure, you got this, or making sure you're in the right headspace, or making sure you this or that, or just being there for you, was really big for me. I already knew pretty much about her relationship life, like I said, because we hung out a lot, and so we went to St. Church, so I knew that she wasn't living for Christ at that time.
Whatever.
I just
no, but I did.
I had to win her back over to the Lord. That was my assignment at that time.
You sanctified her, man.
The Lord had put me in that car so I could stir that car back over to heaven's side. But no, I'm just joking, guys. I'm just joking.
Whatever.
But the biggest thing, man, is basically finding a lady who's willing to submit and follow. Is the biggest thing for me. And I'm upfront, and I was upfront with her about who I am and who God has called me to be and what I'm going out of. And I told her, I understand if you don't want to do that.
He tried to break up with me.
That's a whole nother thing.
That is not. I didn't realize that he was serious. I was like, I'll see you tomorrow.
What?
He was like, yeah, I don't know if you really want to do this.
But you was graced by God?
I wouldn't. He was just like, I don't know if, we want to do this. Maybe we should just continue to be friends. And I was like, what you talking about? I'm going to see you tomorrow. It's fine.
Because ours was a little different, guys. We had became really, really good friends.
Yeah.
And so in my thinking, like, man, we get into a relationship. If this don't work out, we lose the relationship and the friendship. That's how I was thinking. She was like, whatever with that. Like,
I wasn't thinking in the sense that it wasn't going to work out, though. And I know that's just your pessimistic side or realistic side, whatever you want to call it. But I didn't even take it seriously what he said. I was like, okay, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Bye.
See, that's graced by God right there.
I don't know if it was graced by God or just me being stubborn. I don't know what it was, but 15 years later, you stuck.
Y'all see my eye?
Look, how many times he blinked?
YouTube, y'all see me?
Anyway, whatever you get is your fault. You picked it.
I did.
You sure did.
I did indeed pick it.
And I ain't changed, so.
I did indeed picked it.
Okay, ladies, let me ask y'all a question. So when, things got serious with your spouse, like really serious, did you ever do any things to try to see how far you can go with him?
Like,
what do you mean, how far?
Just test his boundaries.
Are you talking about to test to see if he get mad or something?
Just to see how far he'll let you just go.
No.
Like, no. Yeah, I'm a little confused.
I mean, as far as saying something crazy, or how far he'll let you go saying something crazy, or if you got a certain attitude about something, you acting out of that attitude.
No, I never did. If I did anything like this is
mine was the real thing, so it wasn't a test. I never tested anything.
Pretty sure.
Okay, you say you never test.
Yeah, like I never tested Kendrick on anything. Like, it just certain situations would just happen, and then it showed, but I never tested him or anything.
Yeah, because I hear men and women say they test whoever they're with or dealing with to see how they react to something. Like they'll intentionally do something or act a certain way to see how.
I didn't intentionally do anything. I know that sometimes I'm a brat because I'm spoiled in general, but I mean, I did pay attention to how he reacted when I was being moody, because I'm a moody person in general. My mood will switch, for no reason at all. And so like seeing his reaction to like, when I go from being really high and playful to me just sitting and chilling, like him not changing up how he treats me or how he talks to me or being like, oh, you being funny or whatever, like that was big for me. And not necessarily that I tested him, because I don't like being tested. Don't test me, because I'm probably going to fail. I'm going to fail. I be trying to like pay attention to when Jesus is trying to test me so that I don't fail, but most of the time I fall short, because you're not from talk to me any kind of way. But I just paid attention to like how how he reacted to me in general. Like, if I was in a bad mood or if I'm being a brat and I want my way and he's telling me no, and like when I throw a fit, like, does he give in to my fit or whatever? And he doesn't, which is, upsetting, but it's okay.
Fellas, same question for y'all. Did y'all do anything, just out of the norm, just to see?
No, I didn't do no tests or nothing like that. I know when we were dating, when we would meet up, it was never at my place.
I do not like this when he tells this story.
Oh, do tell.
Let the Lord use you, kid.
Every time.
You don't know if a person,
maybe I was
crazy, whatnot, and you don't want them to know where you lay your head at.
Yeah.
So
That's a fact.
at the beginning,
he said he wanted to make sure she wasn't crazy first.
Yeah. I'm like, what if I did? What if you was crazy?
But we don't know where each other lives, so I can't probably so it ends right at the meet up spot. That's what it was. So just for a little while, we didn't, know where each other were, and stuff like that. And but it wasn't really a test. It was just, kind of.
I think it was a test to see if I was like wife material, though. Like life threw that at us in our dating season.
Well, I mean, it was it wasn't like.
But we weren't like intentionally.
Intentionally trying to test each other.
Just being observant of.
Yeah.
Just boundaries, like once we progress, these boundaries will change. But right now, these are our boundaries. I just met you, and so
I don't like being manipulated.
like I just met you, so I need to make sure you ain't no stalker. Like,
Go ahead,
you
man.
pull up at my house, like, hey, friend.
She said, "Do you want to sit here?"
No.
Uh,
He's a wife.
you ain't called me.
My phone off. Okay. So, ladies, this one last little clip. I want y'all thoughts on this.
This is the last clip, and then we
last clip, and we'll get up out of here.
Another life hack for the men.
Uh-oh.
Y'all ready?
Sorry about this, y'all.
Femininity tests. It is a way that we feel safe. So now I'm really testing you to see how far will you let me disrespect you. But ultimately, what I want the most is my man to be a leader. So if you stop me from the beginning, I might be cussing you out in my mind, but secretly I love it. Secretly, I'm like, oh, my baby, that's a man right there. That man took charge over me. You're letting me know how I get to move and shake within your boundaries, because you're the lines. We're the color. You got to teach me to color inside of the lines. So if you don't set that strong boundary, if
who the hell is snapping in here?
Boy, he knew that was utter nonsense. That's why his face was like this, and he talking about who's snapping in here. He knew that was just utter
Boy,
nonsense.
if that ain't toxic, I don't know what is.
I was just about
Who
to say
wants to
that.
come home and
Yeah.
fight with you
Yeah.
every day?
And what's sad is I actually know people like that, where they would like test their husbands and like
Oh yeah.
pretend
Nobody-
to be mad. I'm like, y'all got too much time on your hands to be
Too
doing
much.
stuff.
No man wants to have to handle a woman. I don't want to have
At
to
all.
handle you.
No, no,
It's not a good characteristic or a
No.
trait at all. Like that's dumb to me.
at all. And you find that hopefully, if you got somebody like that, hopefully they do it in the dating phase. So that way you can drop it like a bad habit real quick.
Right.
I mean, no if and buts about it. Because you sitting over here playing games.
Yeah.
Right.
You playing not
We
not
don't do
the when we go out there on the court, in the game.
Nothing when we go.
Scoring all the points. We talking about practice?
But she playing dangerous games because she's playing man games. Because now she's stepping outside of being a woman. And with you pressing him like that, and you're talking to him and you're handling him like that, you're basically saying the only way that you're going to get me in control is if you handle me rough.
Yeah.
And so you're putting him in a position to have to handle you almost like a man instead of handling you like a woman because of your thinking and you being toxic. So, hey, I'm going to be cussing you out. I'm going to do this and this, and I'm waiting on you to have to check me.
So I think what she wants to know is if, the guy is, she mentioned a leader or whatever. Yeah, this is weird. I think a lot of women go about it the wrong way, but they want to know if the man that they're with is somebody that they respect. Because a lot of times if a woman doesn't respect you, she gonna act up, she gonna do a whole bunch of stuff. And so like she's saying that she's doing this stuff to see if like you're a person worthy of her respect. And then, sometimes you get slapped that way. I digress. But I mean, I never did anything like that. I wouldn't suggest anybody do anything like that because you don't know where people's lines are, especially in a dating stage. You don't know what trauma that person has been through, what's happened to people. But for me, it was important that he was somebody that I admired and that I respected. And so I found that out just like going day to day, how he carried himself, how he interacted with me, other people. I didn't have to sit here and act like a nut or whatever and, yell at him and hit him and be like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna find out.
Right. And honestly, some women think that's quote attractive if your man grabs you up or hits you or say, shut up and sit down, no.
I mean, I like to be scooped up, but
but I'm talking about like she was saying, it's all right to
like
that's all right. That's a different situation. But I'm talking about what she's saying, what she was saying, oh no. But some women like that. They think that's it.
And that's why they got black eyes.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Should I not?
I mean, but it's the truth. Is it not the truth?
I mean, sometimes, but I know people because the places where I work, but yeah, they're in those abusive relationships where they're getting beat. You come in with black eyes and stuff like that, and it's like, hey, you can leave, right? And so like, but they're with a person for security. They be like, well, where I'm gonna go? I'm sure you can figure it out. Jobs are out there. They're not paying as much and rent is high. I understand, but it's other stuff that you can do.
What I didn't like about it, she tried to use this and disguise it as femininity.
It's not.
And it's the furthest thing from it. That's just toxic. Just call it what it is. It's toxic, it's ratchet.
A femininity.
Yeah. It don't even make sense. Femininity is just what you are. If you're feminine, you're just gonna be feminine.
Right.
But what she doing, man, especially if you come across the wrong guy,
Right.
Or knock her across their room.
Right.
Well, that's crazy because like if you talk to some women will be like, "Well, I'm feminine when I meet the right guy."
God. Oh, yeah, you have to
And
bring it
it's-
out of me.
It's almost like a guy saying, "Well, I'm gonna be masculine when I meet the right woman." That sounds crazy.
Crazy.
Like, you should just be that.
Be.
Right.
If you're feminine, you're feminine. If you're masculine, you're masculine. It's not a switch.
Maybe they meant they'll be submissive or something. Maybe not feminine, because I mean, if you're a
What?
female,
But even then, if you're submissive, you're submissive. You're not. If you're not,
I
you're
don't
not.
think you should be submissive to everybody.
No, I'm not saying
Not submissive in the sense like part of being submissive is watching how you talk to another man.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's submissive.
Right. Is that what
It's,
you were talking about?
it's respect.
Just an everyday stranger. Like you would see some strange women, they'll talk to a strange man
I don't know. I would give that a different
and go off on this man, and it's just submitting yourself as a woman. Like I want to be treated like a woman, so I will not.
I'm gonna display myself as
give it
such.
a different definition though.
It's submitting yourself.
Submitting, yeah.
Oh, I always have a different idea of what submission is.
Now it's different levels in it.
Now it's
you know.
different type of submission.
Okay, well maybe that's the thing.
Now you won't submit yourself to him like you would submit to your husband.
Right.
Like you're not gonna follow his leadership.
Right.
When I think of submission, that's what I'm thinking, because I'm always thinking about in a marriage situation. You know,
Submission in a better sense is respect. I'm respecting
And that's what you
you.
just said. Yeah.
I'm respecting you enough to submit myself under, if you're my husband, under your leadership.
Right.
I'm respecting you if it's a stranger as a man that I don't want you to handle me a certain type of way. So I'm gonna handle myself as a woman, and I want you to handle yourself as a man.
Yeah.
You know, that's why, like, especially like for men, the biggest thing for men is respect.
Facts.
That's why men can get along in a lot of different arenas. Like, I can go to a basketball court tomorrow and play basketball with a bunch of strange men, and we will get along and play fine.
Chop it up and everything.
All bases off of respect. I don't have to know them, have to ever met them. And to some women, that sounds crazy. Like, y'all just gonna go there and play with a bunch of people y'all don't know? Like,
if they can hoop,
are they hooping up there? They running? Like, I want to play. You know, and so it's just different of how males and ladies, how they view things and how they, perceive things and how they accept things. You know, for a woman, that's not okay. She want to know who's gonna be there. I want to know, how they moving, what we gonna do, how we gonna do it.
What's the temperature
How many
outside?
is there? Is it
What
hot
you wearing?
outside? Is it,
We gotta know every detail. We gotta have
What are you wearing? Because I planned on wearing this. I want you to wear
can't go 'cause
this.
I don't have the shoes. I just don't have the shoes.
And you better have all the details too.
Right.
With guys, we were like, man, let me get them shoes you got over there, man.
right there, man.
I got
bring
some
'em
shorts
back,
in the
man.
truck.
Say we ain't worried about being there all at the same time. I get here, you come, and you probably run a little bit later after me. I'm gonna go run this game real quick, and once we done, hey, I'll pick you up.
Yeah, I'll run with you. It's just like,
That's a fact.
I think truthfully, like just listening to her, you can tell she probably grew up like in a toxic environment because a lot of people respond from their trauma. So I feel like she's trying to bring how she was possibly raised and what she saw, and she's trying to bring that to guys that she meets, because she probably saw her dad or her mom getting abused or whatever. And it's just like for that to be your thought as a woman, oh, let me see how far I can get with this. It's like that's crazy.
Right. And then she said it so confidently, like it was.
Yeah, it was foolish talk.
Right.
It was.
but it stems from bad parenting.
I'm coloring where I want.
And also, we don't have any good leaders in society.
That's a fact.
Most all the leaders are entertainers.
And they toxic.
And it's toxic. From the music to everything else, it's just toxic. If you go to a school right now, you ask kids like, you know, who you like or who you, I guarantee you, is going to be somebody from the entertainment world.
Sexy Red.
Sexy
Future.
Red, Future, Cardi B,
Yeah.
Young Thug, you know, something crazy.
I don't think they know.
Hey, you be surprised
What's the
these kids.
Young Boy? Well, they crazy about Young Boy.
Young Boy.
What are these names? Who
NBA Young Boy.
NBA Young Boy.
Yeah.
Shoot, I don't
Geechee
know.
Gotti or whoever they call. What's his name? Young Gotti or Lil Gotti.
Young Gotti.
Got him. Spot him. Got him.
Spot him. Got him.
Young spot him. Got him. Get him. Pop him.
Yeah, I don't know any of these people.
No, but seriously, yeah. If you was to go to just a regular school and do that, they'll say a lot of those names.
Hey, I take that back. If you asked a lot of adults,
they'll say the same. That's
what
a
are
fact.
you talking about? Like,
that's the sad part.
Like that's relationship goals for them type of people. Yeah, that's why I said if I was single nowadays, I would.
Oh yeah, I tell a lot of people. I thank God so much. I'm so blessed to be able to find my wife, because the mess. I mean, what they have to deal with now.
Hey,
you don't know what you're getting into.
Hey, I didn't marry early for nothing.
no, really?
I got married early, 22.
Like,
hey.
I was 20, out of there.
So 26.
No, really. Like,
Hey.
some of the younger people that I talk to, like at work, like they'll be telling me about their relationships because they have like all these dating apps now, and so they'll show me the profile. I'm like, what is this? Like this girl, she went out. First of all, I didn't know Facebook had a dating part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They be learning me. I'm like, why are you finding dates off of Facebook? But that's a little hard. And so it's scary because she went on one and like one of the people wound up roofing her, and she got into she almost died. She got into a real bad accident. And then next thing I know, she, by the grace of God, all these surgeries, she get better. She back on dating apps, meeting strangers. I said, sweetheart. I'm sorry. And she may see this, but she know I say the same thing to her face. Baby.
Saved in the face.
Hey, I respect that. If you can say it there, you can say it to her face. Hey, I respect that.
I never say anything I won't repeat. So I'm like, sweetheart, I don't think this is the best way to go about it. You've had a lot of situations where it's like scary, or like it's one girl, she was dating somebody, and like some of the stuff that he started asking, I'm like, she was like, so do you think that's can I say gay? What do we say? She was like,
same sex.
I don't know. But she was like, this dude.
Trying to get me flat.
My man. She was like, this dude want me to do XYZ. What do you think that is? I'm like, well, if he know he likes that, there's a reason that he knows that he likes that, man.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, it's scary that you like they have to go through these things. It's like you got to filter out all these people, but they doing it on the dating app. These people lying to you in your face.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry for the dating apps. I don't, some people find love through there.
Shout out to Zeke.
Yeah, so he's a success story, but
that's like 1%.
Yeah,
it's really scary.
Yeah.
Like the dating
that's
pool
what they
out there
push.
is scary.
They push that 0.5%. They push it hard.
Yeah, they be like, look at all these successful relationships, and then the billion in the bag that ended in trash.
Don't work.
Don't look at that. Don't look behind the curtain.
Even like the dating shows, like Pop the Balloon, and
oh my God,
that stuff there, it's sickening.
So
those are embarrassing.
I don't like Pearson.
They come in out here,
like they'll pop the balloon, like they'll pop it, like if they don't like his shoes.
Yeah. I don't like the way he's dressed, or I don't like this.
It'd be instant depression.
He walked up. I don't like the way he walked up to me.
Right.
He walked up like he didn't want me. Like,
right.
Ma'am, I don't even know you.
Right.
One lady popped
he got
her
a drag in
balloon.
his leg. I don't like that.
One lady popped her balloon talking about he came here and spoke to everybody. Like what? He said hello.
Yeah, she said she don't like that.
Because I want my man to only speak to me. Man,
That was.
I
saw
ain't
that
your
on the
man.
show.
I was like, they your man. And then on top
Y'all
of
ain't
that,
even.
it's a dating.
I ain't marrying you.
Hold on. Did y'all?
It's a dating show. That's the whole thing. You're supposed to introduce yourself.
Right. Did y'all see the one where the lady told the man to kiss her?
Oh wow!
Because she picked him. Everybody else popped the balloon, and she said, "Kiss me." And then after he kissed her, she said, "I used to be a male." He was hot.
I would have told that set up.
Yeah, he was hot.
I would have told that set up.
He should have pulled him by the Adam's apple he got.
Yeah,
I would have told that set up. I would knock all them walls
He
down.
don't went to third base with a Frenchman.
Yeah, it would be a lot of furniture moving up in there.
I think you should disclose that.
A lot of furniture.
he looked like he was like he didn't state of shock because he couldn't. Because nowadays you can't tell. Sometimes you can't even tell that they.
She would have got punched.
You can't.
Or he.
Whatever
you is, Mister.
Whatever.
Right in the face.
Right.
You can't change your hands and your
Mr.
feet.
Ma'am.
Right.
You can't change your hands and your feet.
She said that to my Mordecai.
Nah, I would have told that set up.
If I find it, I'm gonna text it to everybody. Yeah,
But this kind of thing it's everywhere, man. Because even in Christian communities, it's just as toxic.
It is.
You know, like the Christian divorce rate is like up to 25% now. Like
50.
It's crazy.
It's 50.
It's 50.
It's crazy that the divorce rate is so high in quote unquote believers. You know, so it's like, what are y'all living by? You know, what are y'all really doing? Why are y'all getting married?
I think people have unrealistic expectations of marriage. You know, you have these Disney fairy tales and these movies and stuff, and people have unrealistic expectations. Like, you know, you think you'll get married and we live happily ever after. No, you just got getting started.
Facts.
You know, I don't like Daniel today. You know, that don't mean we divorce. It just mean, you know, stay over there. I'll stay over here. I'll talk to you in a minute and see what we're gonna eat. But you know, people have unrealistic expectations. Yeah, because I mean, we gotta eat something.
You gonna have to eat. Hey, you can be quiet till it's time for dinner, and then you like, man, what?
What we gonna do? What we gonna do?
Remember when we first got married? I had got mad at that. I don't even know why I was mad. I know I was mad. We had like, I don't know, we didn't have a disagreement or anything, but I got irritated with him. And so when I used to get irritated or mad, I would clean.
Boy,
because it helped me calm down.
He would clean that house good.
He don't know how close he was to getting hurt. He talking
about fabuloso.
I came in the house. I was like,
it's real clean in here. You did a good job.
said,
I'm pissed off. And you over here commenting on him.
She heated. She want to fight.
I did want to fight him. I want to fight him.
I said, boy, this is nice. This is clean. It smells so good in here.
I want to fight him so bad.
She go in the room. She slammed the door. Boom.
What was that about?
I said, man, I go in the room. You mad?
That's the icing on the cake there, boy. When you ask them they mad and you know they mad.
Yeah, a lot of them, they just think it's a flip of a switch for some reason, and not knowing that, you know, you're marrying, you know, even though you know, hopefully you getting to know that person during the dating phase and asking tons of questions of real life scenarios. That's still a brand new person that you never grew up with.
Yeah.
So they grew up a different way on how to do things, on what their parents told them, what to touch and what not to touch, and the same thing as the other person.
Right.
You know, so now you got to figure out how to communicate and navigate and, you know, understand why one person does something a different way. Right. And know how to go to that person and just be like, hey, you know, I'm a little bit curious, you know, why do you do it that way? You know, instead of coming at them, you know, allowing it to irritate you by not saying nothing.
He did it on
purpose. At them so aggressively.
That's the biggest thing, because people don't understand that. Like, you got two opposite people trying to become one,
right?
And then on top of that, you have all of these habits that you're bringing into this relationship.
Right. Yep.
And I had to learn. Like some people get irritated by every habit that your partner brings into the relationship. If it ain't that big of a deal, let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
It is not that deep.
It's not that deep. If it's not something that just totally irking you, and it's just really changing your whole mood.
Thinking about it, might have been the socks I was mad at.
Let it go.
Might have been the socks. But anyway, so after I did all this fussing and stuff, now I'm like, shoot, I'm hungry.
Hungry. Gotta come
I can't
talk.
get food for myself.
They gotta come talk.
So now I gotta come out the door. Do you want me to cook? You want food?
It was one time, man. It's hilarious. It was one time. So Bria, when she puts the bread up, she ties it in a knot. You know what I'm saying? And for the longest period of time, I kept quiet about it. And I always thought to myself, I'm thinking to myself, I'm trying to figure it out in my brain. Instead of asking her, I'm trying to figure it out. So I'm in my brain like, man, why don't she just use the bread tie? That's what it come with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like I'm thinking all the time, like, man, why don't she use this bread tie? Like it'll sit right next to it. And I'm thinking like, what's I'm thinking, So I was just like, you know what? Let me go and ask her. And then when I asked her, I was just like, don't come with annoyance or frustration or anything like that. Come to try and see, and be curious, like, hey, why is it that you do that? And she told me, whatever reason was, she told me what her reason was. And I was just like, okay, she still does it now. I don't trip about it. I just like, hey, I just wanted to know. It was frustrating me at first, but I was just like,
that was mine with the lotion.
Oh man, here you go with the lotion, man.
That was mine with the lotion. Mine was with the lotion, and then I have a pet peeve about the dishes.
Yeah,
I have a pet peeve about his lotion. Like,
and
he has his own blanket. Because I don't want this lotion juice all on my side of the.
So she get mad. So she comes home, or she come get in the bed, and she like, it's so wet over here.
He put lotion all on his.
Got lotion juice.
I'm over here trying to get comfy and stuff. And my feet is wet. I'm like, I got my own blanket. Don't touch my blanket.
And so, those pet peeves there, a lot of times those little pebbles become mountains.
Yeah.
In certain people's relationships. And, it becomes a trickle effect, and it just starts to stack up and add up. Mm-hmm. And then now, next thing you know, you're arguing about shoelaces.
Yep.
But it started way back on some stuff that you never addressed.
That's
and so like you have to just learn not to be as petty, like, and learn how to cover for your spouse.
I think I had to learn how to address things that were bothering me. Like, he don't know. He can't hear my thoughts. In my mind, I'm like, he should know how I feel.
Oh, my thing is
We've been together this long. You know that I don't like that, but he don't.
My thing, okay, if she leaves ketchup out, just put the ketchup up.
Yes.
I forget butter off.
Yes.
Like, my wife would go in there and she would leave out our whole refrigerator. If she cooks something, when I go in there,
same here. No.
It's gonna be everywhere.
I thought I was alone.
Butter, mayonnaise, ketchup.
First of all, if I
cheese,
have cooked, you can clean. I have
it's not even by cleaning. It's just by putting it back in the refrigerator.
In her defense, she's cooking, so that's why.
And put stuff up as I take it out. You are the shoe.
I said, well, this butter bad. Let me go ahead.
That butter's still good.
He said, well,
put this butter out of here.
It's good. It's just
but we get sick on that. But at first I'd be like, man, why you leave it? I used to be like, man, why you leaving this out? Like, why? And then it was just like, bro, just put it back in the refrigerator. Like, it ain't that big of a deal. Like, you finna make a whole mess out of ketchup. Now y'all, the bases started on ketchup. Now you arguing about every other thing, and you could just put the ketchup in the refrigerator and had you a good day.
Yeah.
Now your day jacked up.
Yeah. So I got like a confession because, like, with me, like when I take out the trash, for whatever reason, I forget to put a trash bag in there. I take the trash out, go on back to doing whatever else I'm doing. She come behind me, throwing some in there. You ain't put no trash bag in there. I got sidetracked. I went back over and started doing this, but now it's to the point to where, like, if I forget, she's like, I'm just covering your shortcomings with whatever with this, just like you cover something.
Not my lovely wife.
That track.
I gotta tell her, hey baby, hey, ain't no bag in there. Hey. Boy,
there's certain things that he just handles that I don't even think about it. I push it in there. I don't even look in the trash to see if there's a trash bag. I just don't think.
I come in the kitchen, it's all kind of trash in that bag. Ain't no bag in there.
I ain't even look.
I said, baby, ain't no bag in there. She talking about, oh well, I thought there was a bag in there.
Ask me how much gas is in the car. Have no clue. I just crank that thing up.
Oil changes.
Nope.
None.
There's certain things that I just think I know that he's gonna handle. So in my mind,
but
I know
that's
he's
the
gonna put a trash bag in there. So I don't even look. I just
now I don't do trash. My oldest do trash now.
Yeah. Do the trash now.
Shout out to nephew, man. Get them chores, man. Build them chores up. But one thing I did notice about like today's relationships and marriages and why they're divorcing so much, they don't get married. They don't get married for duty anymore. They get married for just, I'm happy.
Yeah, feelings change.
And feelings change. Happiness is fleeting.
That's right.
You can be happy one day and then down or mad the next.
Yeah.
And
I agree. I think a lot of times people are weird nowadays with dating, but I feel like people get married just for the looks or like, it looks good. It's cute that I'm showing off my ring. Like, it's so much bigger than that, and I think a lot of times people get into marriages and they're not selfless. They're selfish, and you can't be selfish in a marriage. It won't work. Right. You will either be divorced or miserable or dead. One of them, sorry. But I'm just saying.
Death is always
it is an option.
It's an option. Yeah, it's happened.
It's an option, and it's sad that people are doing that nowadays. That's why I think the divorce rate is high. Everybody's only thinking for themselves.
That's right.
You can't do that. So
it's so
now what they
every lady that I talk to that says they want to be married or whatever, I tell them, I'm like, just so you know, love ain't enough. Love is important.
You need love.
And it's 100% needed, but it's not enough. And one thing, I don't know if it was me and Daniel, probably so, because he's the only person I talk to.
Damn, we got to do a show about that. Well, love ain't enough. I'm going to write that down.
We were talking about like whatever your relationship is started off on or founded on. Like, so if you get with somebody because the sex is good, and once you get used to that sex, now what? Or if you get with somebody because they got a lot of money, because they got a lot of money. When the money becomes a normal thing, or the money goes back, then like, what do you do next? Because whatever you start their relationship off of, the foundation, once it becomes normal or once it becomes, second nature, what are you going to do next? Now, the relationship is rocky because y'all been together 10 years or whatever. And now, like, lady grandma was saying, want to do other stuff. And maybe she don't want to do other stuff. Or, if the relationship is because of money and he loses his job or something like that. Now, but it has to be more than just that. Same thing with love. It has to be more than just that. I think
too, like with dating, I don't think people ask questions. I think a lot of people get into this dating, like they do the Instagram, like I'm old fashioned. I was like, no, Kendrick, ask me for my number. Let's text, let's call. Everybody's all like Instagram. I'm not against it, but I'm just saying like that's different. But for me, I feel like a lot of people are just they don't ask questions no more. It's like for me and Kendrick, like we ask even the deep questions. We ask uncomfortable questions, questions that was gonna be like, okay, what would you do in this situation? It's like nowadays we're just only barely just scratching the surface with it.
Right.
And it's like once you get married, then you're like, oh man, I didn't know that you was gonna be like this. It's like if you would have asked that in the dating field, you wouldn't have to deal with it now. And then now you divorced. Now you got 3 kids and on child support. Like, you know, you could avoid all of that if you would just tackle that in the dating field.
I would say that, Bria, because they don't ask because they don't care.
Right.
They want how much you make, how do you look.
You seek after what you care about.
What you gonna do for me?
Right.
If you gonna toot it up for me, or you gonna take me on all these trips.
You know, like you're not gonna ask like, hey, how we gonna discipline our children? How we gonna raise our kids? Hey,
Do you
if our
believe in
kids,
God?
You know, just do this. You know, how we gonna serve God? You know, how do you believe in serving Him? You know,
Yeah.
all these
ask
things.
stuff like, hey, what's gonna happen? How are you gonna respond if an ex reach out to you? Because I want to let y'all know this. People who don't know and who ain't been married, when you get married, exes will reach out to you. That's gonna happen. So don't think that just because you married, you now protected from how the world is.
No, that's a
just
fact.
Because you married, don't mean that the world ain't gonna mess with you. So how are you gonna respond when your ex reach out to you? Asking those questions to each other, so that way we know ahead of time. So one person ain't mad like, well, you know, I told him that I'm not interested. Yeah, but you texting him too much. You know,
Why
like
you texting
simple
him at all?
questions like that.
I'm trying to figure out why Daniel was cutting his eyes at me though.
Uh-oh.
Well, this happened.
It ain't don't you say that because we wasn't when we were.
No, I was finna say this is not this. This is
we
a
were
story.
married.
We wasn't married.
Okay, and we were barely.
We had
dating.
just got together.
Yes.
And this wasn't an ex though.
It wasn't an ex.
This was a quote unquote.
He was a friend.
Chill
out.
Just a friend.
Say it loud so they can hear you in the back.
Oh, I'm not doing this. Ain't nobody finna. You're not finna do me. No, I was mistaken. I said you was right. I was wrong.
What do that mean? Mistaken.
No.
Yeah, I'm being messy.
Okay, I'm gonna tell my story because I don't like his version of it. Okay, I had
Tell your truth, sister.
Like the truth.
Yes. So just like Daniel was my good friend, I had other good guy friends as well. This good guy friend possibly had liked me, and I did not like him. Okay, not
did
possibly.
you know that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, but I thought we had an understanding that I did not like this person, and then we're friends. And so Daniel was like, I don't think it's a good idea for y'all to continue to be friends. I was like, no, he understands. No, it's cool.
I told her, I said, he don't like you for your personality.
I have a good person.
He's not hanging around you because he want to be your friend. He's playing the long game.
He possibly was.
He don't care nothing about your conversation about being friends.
So anyway, so start dating Daniel. Person said something that probably shouldn't have said. Now, you know, and then I wound up telling Daniel because I'm thinking me and Daniel are still friends. And I forgot that we was actually dating now. So I'm just telling Daniel casually, like, hey, you know what such and such said to me? And then he said, oh, really? And I was like, oh, shoot. I said, yeah. I said, but I'm going to delete his number. I'm not going to talk to him. Threw that out there real quick. And so I thought that was the end of it. He was mad for a little bit. And, you know, and then like 2 years later, I found out this dude done found out where the dude worked, found out who his family was, then called and threatened the dude. I'm like,
I already knew the dude's family.
That's how we get down. That's how we get down.
So, John, you remember Big Mike?
Yeah.
Daniel,
that's his brother.
Why would you put people's names out there?
Oh, I said. I said for
There's a lot of big mics in the world.
For America to hear.
Okay, sure.
I ain't say it's government name.
I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah.
That N word.
N-word.
I didn't say it. I said
It didn't say his name.
I didn't say his name.
It's not his name.
No.
You talking about
Yeah,
talking about the brother's name or the other name?
No, you'll catch it later. He called him the N word.
I couldn't hit you, Jonathan, because you wouldn't.
You get the amen later.
Whatever.
You hit you in your sleep.
But like I said, once we were married, nobody reached out to me or said,
Tried to snake me.
You know, or anything like that.
Nah.
I'm trying to snake.
Nah, he did though.
Huh?
I had just met dude. I met him.
Yeah.
That's what really pissed me off because I had met him and shook his hand and stuff, and he knew we were dating. Yeah. So that's kind of
that would be the most foul though.
That's kind of really what had pissed me off. If I didn't know him, I just wouldn't have cared. I just would have just cut him off. But the fact that we met, we shook hands, like, oh yeah, we dating now, and then a week later you pull that.
It wasn't a week later. No, it wasn't. It was like a long time later. I don't know. Who knows?
However, I met you. I shook your hand. Whatever. You must think I'm a sucker. So yeah. I wasn't as mature as I am now. So yeah, like I was, yeah.
Mature now. No situations have come up. We don't know what your react is now. Probably worse.
Who?
Jarvis.
We know what I do now.
Exactly.
Hey.
Besides him.
I don't care. I mean,
That's the past.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and close the show. We're gonna close the show.
Anyway,
that's the
I
past.
think we gotta get out of here. Ain't nobody reaching out to me. We've been married. Stop lying on me.
Keep y'all name out my wife's DM.
That's the past.
Nobody know what to do. Man, we love everybody, man. We appreciate everybody for coming on here, man. We appreciate everybody for tuning in.
Shout out to the Williams.
Rocking in. Shout out to the Williams. Shout out to all the wives, man, who came on here, who took time out their busy schedule, man, to do this. We love everybody, man. Hopefully this is not the last time we're going to do this, man. But remember, man, follow us on social media, man, and let that be known. Remember, it don't cost you nothing to like, share, subscribe, man. But until next time, peace out. He to sleep.